The Billionaire. Beneath the mask. Lightning cracked across the sky. Rain hammered down again, sudden and furious. The door slammed shut behind her. Winston had nudged it closed. She tried the handle. Locked. "Okay," she whispered. "Okay, we're trapped in a billionaire's haunted house with a genius dog. This is fine." Winston barked, not a warning, more a cue, and walked deeper into the house. Lucy followed, passing a hallway of rooms sealed off with tarps and plastic sheeting. Dust crunched underfoot. Some rooms had candles, melted down to stumps. Others had photos, personal ones. A man smiling with a little girl. A woman on a boat. Handwritten notes, a map with pins. Then, movement. A shadow crossed the far end of the hall. Heavy footsteps followed. Lucy ducked behind a column, heart thudding. From the darkness emerged a man. Tall, hooded, limping slightly. His face was partly obscured by a scarf and he held something metal in his hand, an old revolver. "You shouldn't have come," he rasped. His voice was rough, unused. Winston stepped forward and whined. The man dropped the gun. His body sagged like the strength had been sucked from it. He knelt down. "Winston," he whispered. The dog licked his hand and pressed into him. The man slowly removed his scarf. Lucy stared. She knew that face. Older now, gaunt, lined with sorrow and isolation. But it was him. Edwin Cavendish. Alive. Truth in the ashes. They sat in silence for minutes. Edwin made tea in a dusty kitchen that still somehow had power. Lucy couldn't stop staring. He didn't look like a billionaire. He looked like a man running from something he could never quite outrun. He finally spoke. "I know what you're thinking." "You faked your death," Lucy said. "Why?" He sipped his tea, then set the cup down with shaking hands. "Because if I hadn't, I'd be dead." Lucy leaned forward. "Your wife, the yacht fire, wasn't an accident," he said. "Someone rigged it. She died. I barely survived. I jumped overboard before the explosion reached the cabin. But the news said..." "They said what they were paid to say." Winston padded to his side and lay down. "I had enemies. In my company, in politics, in the boardroom. The kind who smile at you while planning your funeral. I'd gotten too close to the truth about what they were doing with Cavendish Technologies. Surveillance software sold to regimes. Tracking tools being used against citizens. I wanted to shut it down. They wanted to shut me down." Lucy swallowed. "So, you ran." "I hid. Left behind the life. The fortune." Winston blinked up at her, calm as ever. "He must trust you," Edwin said, "and he's the best judge of character I've ever known." Whispers of betrayal. Lucy didn't sleep that night. Neither did Edwin. They talked in hushed voices while the storm raged outside. Edwin told her everything. Names, dates, deals made in shadows. Cavendish Technologies had once been a force for good. Security software, AI for medical research, data mapping for emergency services. But somewhere along the line, the board had twisted its purpose. And when Edwin tried to stop them, they made him disappear. "I couldn't prove it," he said, rubbing his eyes. "But I had a lead, a trail. And when I dug too deep, they killed her." Lucy looked toward the cracked photo on the fireplace mantel. Edwin's wife, radiant, her arms around a little girl no older than 6. "What happened to your daughter?" "She's hidden," he said. "New name, new life, no contact. Only one person in the world knows where she is, and I haven't heard from him in 3 years." Lucy frowned. But Winston had your collar, and that tag, it's not just engraved. Edwin blinked. What do you mean? She pulled the tag from her pocket. It had fallen off during Winston's bath. Feel under here, a tiny ridge. Edwin's eyes widened. With trembling hands, he unscrewed a microscopic plate. Inside was something black and shiny, thin as film. Microfilm, Edwin whispered. I'd hidden evidence. Somehow Winston, he kept it all this time. Lucy couldn't believe it. That's why someone might be watching. You're not just a ghost, you're the proof. Edwin stood. Then we have to move, now.